At the age of 38, as I gazed into the mirror, a singular sense of pride welled up within me. Time had treated me well. I appeared youthful and appealing, a result of my diligent skincare routine, consistent workouts, and commitment to a healthy lifestyle. Nathan often remarked on my beauty, yet due to the demands of his job, there were moments when his words slipped from my mind. The morning unfolded in stillness, as Nathan departed for work before the sun fully rose, leaving the house enveloped in a serene silence. In these serene moments, I find the freedom to truly embrace my own essence. I resolved to take a shower. The soothing embrace of warm water, coupled with a touch of self-care, has always been a balm for my spirit. In the quiet solitude of the bathroom, I adorned my face with a mask before stepping into the soothing embrace of the shower. I endeavored to empty my thoughts as the water enveloped me in its warmth. After stepping out of the shower, I slipped into my red underwear. Red has always held a special place in my heart. It forged within me a strength and intensity. I gazed into the bathroom mirror, peeling away the mask from my face as I gently dried my hair with a towel. As I gazed, a thought crossed my mind. Upon reflection of my own being, Nathan would never have envisioned me in this light. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more captivating true stories. This tale promises to be truly captivating, so be sure to immerse yourself in the entire video. At that moment, Ethan's return had completely slipped my mind. Nathan's son had returned after facing some challenges, yet I still found myself unaccustomed to his presence. Nathan and I often found ourselves in solitude, leading me to overlook his presence. My mind was occupied with other thoughts when I suddenly heard the door swing open with haste. "Ethan!" I nearly let out a scream. Ethan stood at the door, deliberately avoiding her gaze as he pondered the unfolding situation. "Hello, Clara. I apologize." The door stood ajar. I intended to indulge in a refreshing shower. His voice wavered, a fragile whisper that betrayed his inner turmoil. As our eyes met, a weight settled upon me, marking the beginning of that moment. The towel eluded my grasp, just as my hand extended toward it. Ethan's face flushed a deep crimson, and an unfamiliar current surged through my entire being. "Hey, Ethan, have you ever considered knocking first?" Though my hands trembled, I endeavored to maintain a calm tone. Indeed. He swiftly closed the door and remarked, apologetically, that what was done was done. In mere moments, those fleeting seconds dismantled my routine and upended my entire existence. Surely there has been some sort of error, hasn't there? Yet what was it that made my heart race so swiftly? In an odd twist of fate, the way Ethan looked at me stirred a thrill within, despite the accompanying pang of discomfort. I found it somewhat enjoyable. As I attempted to find tranquility and shut the door, my thoughts continued to race uncontrollably. Returning to that instant when I stepped out of the shower and the way Ethan gazed at me, I had never envisioned myself in such a state of openness and vulnerability. How peculiar. A complex swirl of emotions enveloped me, a blend of shame and joy intertwining in a delicate dance. For a time, I found myself utterly bewildered, unaware of the unfolding events around me. As I approached the mirror, a wave of confusion enveloped me. I gazed upon my own reflection. The vibrant hue of my red underwear radiated against my skin. Regardless of my age, my physique retained a youthful and alluring quality. At the age of 38, I found myself reflecting on the journey thus far, and I couldn't help but acknowledge the goodness that these years had bestowed upon me. It was more than merely my physical form. My hair, eyes, and skin retained their vibrant and youthful glow. Visiting the gym transformed my muscles into pillars of strength, while my skin became a canvas of softness, smoothness, and perfection. Witnessing that fortified my resolve. Conversely, a peculiar notion crossed my mind regarding the vigilant gaze in Ethan's eyes as I observed my reflection. I found myself curious about his true perception of me. What were his thoughts? One must ponder, just how thoroughly did he scrutinize me? I endeavored to quell these thoughts, yet they persisted beyond my control. Though my gaze was fixed upon my own reflection, a sense of pride swelled within me at the sight of my appearance. I felt utterly adorable in my red underwear. The memory surfaced instantly, of Ethan emerging from the shower, often clad in nothing but a towel. In an instant, my eyes flickered. Ethan had always possessed an undeniable charm. His physique was truly remarkable. Yet, upon witnessing him in that manner, a cascade of other emotions began to stir within me. I started to reflect on our connection and found myself developing feelings for him. What had once seemed like a mere flicker of attraction in my mind was now igniting sensations within my body that felt utterly foreign. As I cast my gaze after him once more, I found myself holding my breath, caught in the moment before I even realized it. In that moment, the whisper of guilt echoed within me. Nathan. Indeed, he played a significant role in my life as well. At the age of 47, he had established himself as a successful businessman. He was consumed by his relentless work, leaving no room for me in his life. At times, I found myself grappling with uncertainties regarding my marriage to Nathan. Were we truly content, or had I merely grown accustomed to solitude? I became accustomed to him. Nathan appeared to have lost interest in me recently. After a lengthy business trip, I sensed a profound indifference from him, as if I were of no significance whatsoever. After my attempts to mend it, warmth had vanished completely. Nathan was deeply engrossed in his work, leaving little room for my presence. It was merely another evening, indistinguishable from the countless others that had come before it. Nathan graced us with his presence for dinner after a long day at work. No additional alterations were made. Then he uttered that singular remark. He informed me that we would be attending a party tomorrow. In that instant, it appeared to be precisely what I required to distract myself from the worries that had plagued me for days. Indeed, a gathering presents a wonderful opportunity to spend time with Nathan. When I first caught wind of the party a few weeks back, I envisioned an evening spent alone with Nathan, vying for his attention and igniting a spark of excitement within him. Yet it was then that Ethan entered the scene. He remarked, "I have a flight. Tomorrow evening, I shall be meeting a friend. You both are heading to the party on your own. I will have already embarked on my journey by the time you return." This is the essence of Ethan, unwavering and constant. He appeared to navigate such tasks effortlessly, especially when I reflected on the youthful exuberance and freedom that radiated from him. Nathan, in contrast, was engrossed in his work, indifferent to such matters. I attended the party, yet Nathan's gaze seemed distant, as it has for several weeks now. I still yearned to demonstrate my affection for him. I adorned myself with care, seeking to leave a lasting impression. Nathan. I slipped into a snug red dress, applied my makeup with care, and arranged my hair as elegantly as possible. Following the party, events took an unexpected turn, however. Despite my appearance, that night with Nathan was not mine to claim alone. What explanation did he provide for his departure? My home transformed into a venue for a business meeting. He planned to venture out with his friends. I found myself alone once more. Alone, I crumbled within. That night, articulating the depths of my sadness proved to be a formidable challenge. I let slip the opportunity to share moments with him that I had anticipated. Upon arriving home, I found myself inebriated and alone. I felt pain. As I disrobed in the solitude of the upstairs, the singular detail that captured my attention was the delicate embrace of my black lace underwear. It felt peculiar, considering the hours I had devoted to preparing for an evening with Nathan. My anger intensified. It was of no consequence what you donned or how you appeared. I felt a profound emptiness within me that stirred a deeper sense of anger within me. Yet, I was acutely aware that I needed to take action to navigate through this night that left me feeling so shattered. I decided to head to the kitchen immediately. Maybe a drink or a cigarette. I needed to organize my thoughts. All I required was a brief pause to regain my composure and gather my thoughts. I retrieved a beverage from the fridge and poured it into a glass. Afterward, I procured a pack of cigarettes and ignited one. The smoke left my throat weary and fatigued. It was as if time itself came to a halt, frozen in the moment, pressing against my features this evening. At that precise moment, an odd occurrence unfolded. Upon hearing a footfall, my gaze instinctively shifted to the kitchen door. Ethan found himself within the familiar confines of his home. Though the reasons for his return and the timing eluded me, I was taken aback in that moment. As I envisioned a serene evening alone with Nathan, the sudden sight of Ethan before me stirred an unsettling feeling within. Initially, Ethan contemplated departing, yet his friend swayed his decision. His flight was unexpectedly canceled, a scenario I had never even considered. At that moment, we found ourselves in the kitchen, side by side. I found myself rooted in place, uncertainty swirling around me like a tempest. Seeing Ethan standing before me in this manner was truly unexpected. He discovered me in that moment, clad in my black lace underwear, an attire I rarely don. I inhaled deeply, averting my gaze from him, burdened by a sense of guilt. I expressed my apologies to Ethan, yet my voice trembled. I had no idea you were present. Honestly, I never anticipated that encountering you here would feel so peculiar. I bowed my head, making a conscious effort to avoid their gaze. A whirlwind of emotions swirled within me, leaving me at a loss for words to express them. Yet Ethan approached with a serene demeanor, his expression betraying no hint of surprise. Something seemed to shift in his gaze. After a brief moment of silence, he turned to Clara and inquired, "Why are you crying? What has stirred such anger within you?" There was an unusual quality to his voice. This moment resonated with a deeper sense of authenticity and feeling. His gaze seemed to penetrate the very depths of my soul. Her smile blossomed as he approached her. Yet, his expression conveyed far more than mere happiness. It resided within the depths of his gaze. My thoughts were a tangled mess, for I understood he was more than just a fleeting connection. It transcended mere physical pain. It was causing me emotional pain as well. A whirlwind of emotions surged within me, for Ethan's gaze held an astonishing authenticity. I stood firm in my conviction of its significance to me. Instead, I moved closer to him. With each word he uttered, my confusion deepened. With a measured breath, I eased the door open and lifted my gaze. His expression revealed a sincerity that was unmistakable. His gaze conveyed a sense of closeness that transcended mere physical proximity, enveloping me in an emotional intimacy. For a fleeting moment, I sensed the depth of my brokenness, the frustration swelling within me at the thought of the night I had envisioned slipping away from my grasp. My eyes welled up with tears in an instant. Ethan approached Clara, his voice gentle as he inquired, "Are you aware of just how beautiful you are?" His words struck me with surprise, yet somehow offered a glimmer of solace amidst the shock. "Prepare yourself. Nathan has been unable to devote sufficient attention to you due to his work commitments." He persevered. "How about you? You possess a distinct and captivating beauty. You are worthy of this. The darkness of night envelopes the world." Though his words offered a glimmer of comfort, a sense of unease still lingered within me. The proximity to him stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, rendering the notion of returning to normalcy utterly impossible. I found myself adrift in the depths of Ethan's gaze, captivated by their profound intensity. In that instant, my thoughts came to a halt, and I cautiously advanced another step closer to him. As I approached Ethan, he remained frozen in disbelief. Understanding my emotions proved challenging as I witnessed the shift in his gaze. In that moment, everything unfolded simultaneously. The turmoil within me intertwined with an overwhelming yearning to press my lips against his. I yearned to be near him, to release everything for just a fleeting moment. In a sudden rush of impulse, I pressed my lips against Ethan's. It caught me off guard, unfolding in an instant before I could brace myself. As my lips met his, I surrendered to the moment, closing my eyes as if the world around us had paused in reverence. In a fleeting moment, all thoughts vanished, overwhelmed by the warmth enveloping me, the rapid thrum of my heartbeat, and the tautness of his form. In that moment, I sensed Ethan's anticipation, his silent plea for me to return his kiss. The warmth on my lips revealed the intensity of his response. As his hand glided gently toward my waist, the distance that once separated us vanished completely. A torrent of intricate emotions surged within me, coalescing into an overwhelming wave of longing. Upon hearing his breath, I instinctively drew myself nearer to him. We rushed from the kitchen to the living room, our gazes locked in an unbroken connection. With each step, our bodies collided with the walls, and in that charged instant, we embraced one another even more fervently. As Ethan's hands glided over my body, we navigated through obstacles, finally arriving at the threshold of the living room. There we were, sprawled on the couch in the living room, breathless and disheveled, with Ethan's pants abandoned in the kitchen, just a few steps away from our tangled forms. My black lace underwear lay discarded on the floor. Though I recognized the peculiarity of the circumstance, I found myself adrift, devoid of any understanding of my own identity. With a few deep breaths, I opened my eyes to gaze upon him. I sensed the rapid descent into chaos. As the situation deteriorated, the first person caught sight of my expression and offered me a faint smile. The gaze in his eyes revealed the depth of my impact on him. He inhaled deeply, met my gaze, and inquired, "What happened, Clara? What prompted us to take that action?" I traced his gaze, a flicker of surprise mingling with a sense of relief. Words danced on the tip of my tongue, yet clarity eluded me. I remarked that it had been merely a spontaneous decision, my gaze shifting toward him. I find myself uncertain, however. It was merely my method of expressing my emotions. There seemed to be no alternative for how to pass the night. Ethan replied affirmatively, his fingers weaving through my hair. "Should we truly maintain this distance?" he inquired. As his hands rested on my waist, the sensation of his fingers gliding over my body intensified with every passing second. As his gaze met mine, I found myself breathless. He inhaled deeply, gradually drawing nearer to me. He began to speak as though he were revealing his innermost thoughts. "Clara, I had been deceived," he remarked. "I was struggling immensely, but now I feel entirely transformed." The genuine quality of his voice brought me a sense of comfort. With each step he took closer, I found myself captivated by the profound depths of his gaze. "My heart feels an undeniable connection to yours. It's peculiar, the sensations that wash over me, yet I can sense your presence, Clara. Your proximity is palpable to me." In a fleeting moment, a whirlwind of emotions converged within me, yet my heart raced with urgency. All was peculiar and difficult to grasp in light of Ethan's words, yet there lingered a certain something in that moment. His approach was so deliberate that it felt as though he was drawing nearer with each step. Listening to my own thoughts transformed my feelings in an entirely new manner. As I gazed into his eyes once more, I whispered, "Ethan, I was alone. Once, I found myself in solitude, yet now, the landscape of my existence has transformed entirely. A sense of youthfulness envelopes me, accompanied by a thrill of excitement, yet I find myself adrift in unfamiliar waters for the very first time." My voice trembled as I spoke. I sensed that something is shifting. In that instant, articulating my emotions proved challenging, yet the sensations Ethan evoked within me were undeniably profound. At that moment, the door swung open. A voice emerged, "Clara." Nathan pushed the door open and stepped inside. Upon catching sight of us, he was taken aback, his eyes widening in surprise. In that instant, all motion ceased. It seemed as though time had come to a standstill. We stood there, gazing into one another's eyes, caught in a moment of uncertainty, unsure of our next move. Nathan found himself intrigued by the dynamics unfolding between us. His face flushed with a vivid mix of shock and anger. He paused, suspending his breath for a fleeting moment. His eyes were expansive, filled with an unmistakable intensity. Then chaos erupted. "What on earth is happening?" His voice carried a gritty edge, laced with fury as he spoke. In a heartbeat, chaos erupted. Nathan's voice erupted with a furious intensity. The walls of the house seemed to tremble with an unsettling energy. His eyes revealed a tempest of anger and sorrow. "What on earth is happening?" he inquired. Yet, shortly thereafter, it was no longer the question that troubled him. His expression was a vivid portrait of anger and bitterness. He cast a glance at Ethan, his finger trembling as it directed toward him. "You must leave this place immediately," he urged her. "This house no longer holds a place for you. She is my wife. She is your mother. It was unwise to involve her in this matter. What on earth were you thinking? How is it possible that you both could be indifferent to my feelings? Silence enveloped me, leaving me with no words to share. I was utterly astonished. Though my eyes brimmed with tears, I held back the urge to cry in that moment. Nathan cast the blame upon me, weaving a narrative that painted me as the source of all troubles. What was it that I intended to express? Could I truly manage the tempest of his anger? Why, Clara? What on earth did you do? Nathan pressed on, unwavering in his resolve. What have I done to deserve this? How can one possibly find acceptance in this situation? They endured the profound loss of both their husband and son. You deceived me, your gaze unwavering as you spoke your falsehoods. Inside, I was shattered, yet silence enveloped me. My eyes brimmed with tears. A profound sadness enveloped me, yet the words remained trapped within, unspoken. Change seemed an impossible dream. I was aware of that. Nathan shouted, "Oh, come on. Please just go. Your presence is no longer desired in this home." We found ourselves being ushered out the door. I cast my gaze upon Ethan. Silence enveloped us for a time, yet an unspoken understanding lingered in the air, a shared awareness of our mutual confusion. As the clock struck its final moment, Ethan declared, "Let's go." I commanded, "Yes, depart from this place at once." As we stepped outside, the tears flowed endlessly. The pain was so profound that tears seemed an impossible release, overshadowed by the weight of my guilt. It whirled within the confines of my mind. I found myself at a crossroads, uncertain of my next steps or the path I should take. Time had slipped away in a blur. I acted impulsively without a moment's thought. I found myself adrift in the chaos unfolding around me. Being with Ethan was a torment, a constant reminder of the pain I had inflicted upon him. How did I accomplish this? I murmured softly to myself, my face buried in my hands, as tears streamed down my cheeks. What was it that I conveyed to Nathan? In what way did I deceive him? With every step, the weight of regret deepened. Uncertainty enveloped me, and yet I clung to the hope that these emotions would eventually dissipate without intervention. Despite Ethan's departure, his absence sparked a flicker of hope within me, if only for a fleeting moment. Take action immediately. As I observed his departure, I whispered to myself, now everything is poised to change for me. I advanced through the fabric of time once again. Though shrouded in darkness, solitude offered a peculiar comfort. As I paused for a moment, I inhaled deeply and sensed a surge of strength within me. I was determined to overcome this challenge. I would invariably navigate my path back to my true self. A new chapter would unfold once more. If you've journeyed this far, it's clear that the tale has captured your imagination. Ensure you catch every detail of what is being shared. Be sure to share your thoughts on the story, follow the account, and activate notifications. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments, as I am genuinely eager to hear your perspective.